Hi, this is Mariah Gullo from The Hollywood Reporter, and I'm in studio today with Carey Mulligan. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
The first movie I remember seeing is The Land Before Time, the dinosaurs. I have a really clear memory of watching it in a classroom at Holy Cross Convent, which is the school I went to when I was 8 or 9. It's kind of dark, isn't it? I've not seen it since. I just remember being kind of a bit. It's a sad film. It's made me sad.
Are you a serious person?
No, I'm not. I think I'm drawn to serious material because I find it difficult and that's exciting and challenging. So went off, learnt the lines, and then we went in and I did a dress rehearsal, and then I said to Lindsay, can I just take my shoes off for the next one? Can I just not wear shoes? Because I just can't do it wearing shoes. And now I tell the story and I sound like such a weirdo.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Such a diva, but it's not. It was just like, there was a kind of dance quality to it where you needed to be like light on your feet to be able to like move, and anyway.
What was your favorite birthday?
My favorite birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I know your mind's a blank.
Unless I'm like drunk, I find it sort of the most painful thing in the world if someone says, oh, get up and dance. I'd just rather die, genuinely. It's horrible.
Are you excited about Saturday Night Live? Are you nervous?
Oh, my
what are you
goodness.
feeling?
I'm so excited. I'm very nervous. I'm better the further away the camera gets. So if it's sort of the other side of the room, then I'm fine. And I was at the train station and I had my headphones in and I was listening to Taylor Swift, having like the nicest time on my own for a moment without my kids, my coffee, had a latte. And then I sort of went to sanitize my hands because I had touched the lift door. And so I got my sanitizer out, put my coffee down, and my suitcase just wheeled off the platform. Straight into the train tracks with my coffee and one of my headphones.
No, but here's the weird thing. So that's traumatic enough. Did you take this picture?
Yeah. And then this sort of station master man came along and I said, like, I can just get it. There's like 10 minutes till the train comes. And he was like, no, you can't just get it. You can't just walk onto a train track and try and retrieve a suitcase. Anyway, so it ended up being like 7 guys in high-vis jackets, and they made an announcement and the whole train station was looking at me because they knew it was my fault that the train was delayed, and it was just, I wanted the earth to just swallow me up.
It is a strange thing to try to act like that's a normal experience.
Yeah, I mean, I'm intensely uncomfortable most of the time. You know, I'm very scared of comedy and much more comfortable doing sort of tragic or, you know, dramatic roles.
It's such a dark headspace to get into, I'd imagine. How do you achieve that balance of kind of giving all that you have to a role? Because I know you've done kind of psychologically quite demanding roles in the past, giving all that you can, but then also like being able to step away from that darkness and kind of putting it behind you.
I've always sort of done sort of tasking oh God, my career sounds so depressing. And it bothered him. And we had we had a guy the other night who asked us he was like, what's the deal with all the sexual tension between her and her son?
What? You're like, that's about you.
Fully, but right, isn't that interesting? So it was kind of interesting, but also such a joy to try and navigate, you know, so tricky to like figure out the corners and figure out where she's going with things and what's going through her mind and how she feels when she sees her son and sees her husband in him and, you know, is suddenly reminded of the life that she actually does have, you know. So I think there's a lot going on in there, but it was fun to do. The lengths that people, you know, the stretches that can happen to your brain and the way in which you can sort of be tested by life, and I like sort of diving into all of that stuff. You know, probably a bit too much. But the only thing I ever take home is if I feel like I haven't done well. And he walks off the stage at the end and she's on her own and she sort of looks out over the lake, i.e. the audience, and says, I'm dreaming. And 9 times out of 10 in London, I found that kind of excruciating. Like, I just couldn't. I remember walking out of a rehearsal once because I started crying because I couldn't do it because I just felt so exposed.
The lame girl parts are always a bit disappointing. So when I was younger, I'd always play like the John Proctor and yeah, people who had like breakdowns, but men mainly.
We can start again. That's okay, I want to give you a minute. Okay. I'm so sorry. Do you need to repair? Okay, I'm so sorry.
I did write to Eminem once.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you... You're Stan! Oh, my God! You're who Stan was based on! This is a huge exclusive.
Yeah.
No, go on, what did
Taking
you
it out.
write to Eminem?
I'd seen 8 Mile.
Yeah.
And I was just really blown away. And I was like 16 and I wrote to him and I was like, Mr. Eminem, I just want to thank you for your contribution. Or something like, it was really earnest. It was like, for the work that you've given the world, you know, that kind of thing.
Contribution to what?
To my life.
I nearly died in LA when I was 3. I got scarlet fever, and I ended up in St. John's Hospital, and they had to like strip me naked and get buckets of ice water and throw it on me, and then I survived. And then some doctor turned around to my dad and said, if you'd brought her in an hour later, she'd be dead. So that was all I knew of LA. It was that. So when I get on, I guess I take the bus when I go to LA, as I can't drive. Every time my bus would go past St. John's Hospital, I'd think, oh, that's where I had my near-death experience.
Once you're in? Are you on lockdown then?
Yeah, yeah, kind of. The main problem was that I didn't think that there would be a toilet, so I didn't drink anything, so I got quite dehydrated.
Oh, is there a toilet?
There is a toilet, yes, there's a toilet.
Oh, how handy.
Yes. Yeah, but I didn't know that because there were all these rumours about what there would and wouldn't be, and I didn't know, so I just played it very safe.
Oh.
Those are things that normal people don't have to... I mean, not normal people, excuse me, but like, you know, at a normal wedding, you don't think, will there be a bathroom? And then even weirder, you don't think, and what happens if Oprah comes in after me?
Yeah. But also the thing about Carey, I should say, that she probably can't say herself, is that she's one of the very rare, remarkable people who it's almost like she almost goes into, it sort of takes possession of her. So rather than, there are lots of actors, and I don't think it's right or wrong, but who are method, who are in it all day, because that's how they get there. But for Carey, she is so much herself. And then suddenly she's Cassie. I mean, it's so quick. It is like a possession. And I think that is what is so remarkable. It's such an innate kind of molecular thing for her. And so that means certainly for us on set, it's like we get the best of both worlds. We get the greatest actress in the world who's literally the character of Cassie, but then also a real legend between takes who's really fun, and Carey.